Angela Yee. I'm here on a Wednesday, middle of the week, as we are getting ready for the weekend. I know Mano is on the way, so he'll be here shortly. Can't wait for that because I miss my brother Mano. But it is a Wealth Wednesday also. And for everybody out there that is like, I have an idea for a podcast or I have a podcast, how do I take it to the next level? We have Shawn Anthony, the founder of Pod Pro Max, joining us. And he's going to give you all of the valuable information that you need to be able to start your own podcast, but not just start it, but also monetize it, also potentially go on tour. You know, we care about y'all making money and doing things to the best of your ability. So he's going to be here to help you guys out. And in the meantime, let's start this off with Shine a Light. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up. Let us know who you would love to spread some love to, who you want to shine a light on. It's way up.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, it's way up. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time to shine a light. And today, I want to shine a light on BJ Mack, who recently wrapped up his final year as a South Carolina Gamecock and now is pursuing his master's degree in sports business management. But what he's doing with his NIL earnings is he's using the money to help his father open up a barbershop. They're owners of the House of Hoops barbershop in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that was his father's lifelong dream. So he felt like it would be a good way to use it. And he told Blavity his father, Brian, has been a barber for nearly 3 decades. So the idea of doing something like this and also paying tribute to basketball just felt like it really connected and came together. So congratulations to BJ Mack. Make sure y'all guys, if you're in Charlotte, check out the House of Hoops barbershop. I love that. I think part of what we try to do when we make money as young adults is think about helping out our parents at some point in our life, you know? My girl Teray is here. I watched her as a young teenager and her mom was always out and about with her. And I know that's your dream one day too, to be able to help your mom do what it is that she wants to accomplish. So shout out to BJ Mack. Now, who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Teddy, who do you want to shine a light on?
The Ruth Ladybug Johnson Memorial Foundation.
All right, tell me what it is.
It's a memorial foundation we started after my mom passed away. Mm-hmm. And what we do is give out backpacks during school. We have a Thanksgiving. We do lunch in the community. And we just try to be out in the community in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Ooh, what a beautiful thing to do in honor of your mom. That is nice. Her name could live on for everybody.
Thank you so much.
And where can people find out more information about this, too, if they want to participate, donate?
Our website is rljmf.org.
I see it, the Ruth Ladybug Johnson Memorial Foundation. Well, that is amazing. She looks beautiful, too.
Thank you so much, Angela.
All right. Thank you for calling. All right. Well, that was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150, just in case you couldn't get through. And talk about spinning the block and coming back even stronger. You know, when you break your bones, they grow back stronger together. Let's talk about Ashanti and Nelly and what they have going on. It's way up.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
All right, it's way up. My guy Mano.
Yeah, back
in this building. Let's get into some Yee tea. Janet Jackson, who I absolutely love and adore, was recently on iHeart on the Fred Show, and she was talking about seeing Prince perform back in the 80s. And here's what she had to say about the performance. She gave a little bit of a criticism.
I remember seeing Prince when I was in my early 20s, and he did some songs that I wasn't that familiar with and didn't do songs that I was familiar with. And I thought, if I ever perform on this level, I don't want to do that. I want to at least do songs that people are familiar with.
All right, that's a valid point. You know, sometimes you go see an artist perform and there's certain expectations that you want to hear the hits.
Right. But we also didn't hear the whole interview. It's context, right? What was the question before that?
I think he was asking her about concerts that, you know, performances, and she talks about remembering to seeing Prince perform. I didn't think it was a bad thing to say because Prince has a huge catalog. And I actually went to go see Prince, and it was at a time when he wasn't doing any of his dirty songs anymore, which, you know, still Prince got a whole great catalog, but I did want to hear.
You wanted the dirty.
I want to hear Erotic City, Darling Nikki, songs like that, and he wasn't doing it. So. All right, now let's talk about Ashanti and Nelly. According to the Jasmine brand, they report exclusively that they are going to be doing their own reality show, and they'll start filming in St. Louis soon.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
they back. All right.
I like that.
Yeah, she had another baby shower, and this was in Long Island at the Ohika Castle. I know you've been there before for the golf tournaments and stuff like that they do. So yes, he and she looks cute, pregnant.
Nah, I love
Look at her
that.
outfit. She looks like a goddess.
Yeah, that's dope.
All right. Ice Cube is selling ownership of his big 3 basketball franchises. I'm sure this was the plan from the beginning.
Of course it was.
So what it is you sell off ownership of individual teams so people have an opportunity to own a team. And part of the reason for doing that is also locally getting people to be more involved and also to raise some money. So this new ownership model will provide some money for Ice Cube and for his partner in the big 3 as well, Jeff Kratnitz, and they said, we're not out there doing deals with anybody that can write a big check. We're trying to really cultivate an ownership group that the best sports owners in the world would want to be a part of. So each of the new ownership groups has a sports background. So that's going to be a good thing. Right? All right. And lastly, Remy Ma is now using her maiden name. She's going by Reminisce Smith. And so people have been talking about her breaking up with Papoose, and it looks like when things like that happen, even more, you start thinking, okay, they're moving on and separating.
Right.
And I'm sure at some point they'll talk about it publicly.
Yeah.
Black love. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what happened last night. You've been very active, Mano.
Yeah, I try to be.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll discuss what it is that you have going on. I'll talk to you guys about what I have going on, and it's a lot right now. Right now, my dad is at my house holding things down, and I'll tell you why. All right, but in the meantime, let's get into some Weekend. This is Dan's favorite, Heartless.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
Ooh, it's way up. I'm here. Mano's here.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Mano, what'd you do last night? What have you been up to?
I've been having some complications.
You want to talk about it?
I got frauded for about $30,000 on my bank account.
Ooh,
So I was at the
baby.
bank all day. Crazy.
Yeah, you've been there for a couple of days now trying to
even
handle
this morning.
business. Yeah, $30,000.
Trying to get my money back. Man.
All right, so does it look like you're gonna get your money back?
Yeah, but I had to so they did it through Cash App. Mm-hmm. Right? They did all these charges on one day, like 9 times, 7 times, 8 times, all in one, in a couple of days.
Right.
So I had to kind of show them my Cash App, this is not coming from me.
Man, I know your heart dropped when you seen that.
Yeah,
When did you
listen.
realize that was happening?
2 days ago.
But I'm saying, what made you finally realize? Because it was a
I-
course of a couple of days.
Right. I was going in my emails, and then I had went and opened up my app for something, and then I realized, and I started to look at the transactions, and it was right there. 380. All
The
on
same
one-
amount.
Same amount. The
And that
same
should be
number.
a trigger,
This is what I'm saying. Usually they would have somebody call you or cut your card off,
Right.
even,
or send you a text like, hey, this looks like
100%,
suspicious
yeah.
activity.
That's right. They never did that.
All right. Well, I'm praying for the best. I've definitely had fraudulent things happen. I had
Right.
somebody go to a department store and they didn't even have my actual card, but so I feel like it had to be an inside job, but they charged a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I had it happen maybe 3 times. That's why I ended up getting Experian and locking all my cards so nobody could open anything up. And it's locked. So if you try to open an account in my name, because somebody did that before too,
Wow.
it won't do it. And I would have to unlock it, and then for
Right.
all of that to happen. And so anyway, they were actually. I got a text message from the store like, hey, thanks for your purchase just now. So the person had to be still there. So I called right away.
Wow. They
Yeah.
were still there.
I think they must have just left. It just happened. So I fortunately called right away, got them to reverse, whatever. But I guess the people still got the stuff. But I'm telling you guys, I do believe that, and this probably wouldn't have helped your situation, but I do believe that if you have multiple credit cards, bank accounts, all of that, get one of those apps where you can lock everything and then you have to unlock it for people to check your credit, to open up a card, because this is something that's preventative. You don't want to wait till something bad happens and then do it.
I'm telling
do it
you, man.
before something happens. So
Give
all
me
of
my
those
money.
two-factor authentications and all of those things that you can do, make sure you do it to protect yourself. All right? All right. Well, if you're the person that did this, call us up, 800-292-5150.
Give me my money.
Tell us a secret. You don't have to say your name. You can remain anonymous. We're not going to judge you. 800-292-5150. Call us up. Maybe you did this to somebody before. Maybe you stole some money. Maybe you were engaged in some fraudulent activity. We may judge you today. 800-292-5150. Call us up. Tell us a secret. It's way up. Way up.
This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here.
The newest.
Now listen, today, I know a lot of y'all got some secrets. I know there's some scammers out there. All right, we talked about your scam, that you got scammed.
Yeah, they playing with me.
But now is the time for you guys to put this out there and, just kind of get it out there.
Let us know.
Get that burden off of you.
Yeah.
800-292-5150. We're not going to judge you, even if we're going through something right now.
Right. All scammers apply.
All right, 800-292-5150. What's up, anonymous caller? What's your secret?
So back in the day, I used to go on Tinder dates. And if I didn't like the guy, I would somehow be alone with his wallet and take a picture of every card in his wallet and then
Run it
go to anyone else's. I'd be like, yo, can I use your Snapchat? And I would add their cards to someone else's Snapchat and send it to another anonymous Snapchat that I had, and then upload it to like a Chime card that I had.
Oh my gosh, that is a very
wow.
elaborate scheme you came
Wow.
up
It
with.
was when I was younger in college and stuff.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, Tinder ain't been around that long. So, hopefully with all of those skills that you had back then, you're doing something amazing in life.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
But I do have that, the same thing you have with blocking your credit card, I have that as well, because I got in Florida. Someone just walked past me and started running up my Cash App as well. So
Damn.
Wow.
maybe have the Mad Wallet help as well.
It is not a game. I could be somebody walked past you and did that, but you knew what it was.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got out of doing that.
She
You
had to
did get out
respect
of
the game because she went and did a lot of stealing and thieving, so she had to respect it
You
when
gotta
it
be
came
like,
back
well,
to
got
her.
me.
Yeah, I had to take it on the chin. Sorry about that, Mano. Charge for the game. You be all right.
Okay. Okay.
Well, thank you for calling, anonymous caller.
Love you, Angela. Bye.
Love you too, I think.
I think
She will get me too. She could.
really is a scammer.
She would go on Tinder dates. Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm good. How y'all doing?
We're good. You want to tell us a secret?
All right, my secret is that when I was in the 5th grade, I got into a fight, and they sent me and the kid to the principal's office, but they separated us in rooms, and they ended up leaving me in the room by myself for like 2 hours. So I just started rambling, and I pull out this drawer, and I see this big brown folder. So I smack it with my hand, and I can hear coins in there.
Uh-oh.
So I open it up. It's greenbacks all in the envelope.
Wow.
So I'm stuffing my pockets, my socks. Look, I finally make it home. I give the money to my dad. My dad is like, where you get this money? Where you get this money? He questioning me. I'm like, man, I found it. So he's like, well, don't nobody question you about this money for 30 days. I'll let you spend it. Let's just say I had a Merry Christmas that year.
Merry Christmas.
Come to find out, it was the school's picture money for picture day.
Oh,
Like
man.
14 grand.
You took 14 grand of picture money? Wow.
I was in the 5th grade.
So what did they ever question anybody or?
Nobody ever asked me about nothing.
I'd have been like, who was in the room? Badass such and such was in there with the money.
You still got the money?
Man, I was in the 5th grade. I'm 41 now.
What'd you spend it on? What'd you buy?
Man, my dad bought me all kind of, I got a go-kart that year, freaking all kind of clothes. I had like every game system came out. I think I had a Super Nintendo. I got a Super Nintendo that year.
Oh, wow.
Man, I had everything.
All right. Well, thank you. All the Mano got all the scammers calling in today.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well,
Tricks of the trade,
All right,
baby.
man, y'all have a good one, man.
you too. Nobody got pictures that year. All right. Well, that was Tell Us a Secret. You guys are good. 800-292-5150 is the number.
Scam audition.
And when we come back, we have your Yeetie. And let's talk about Big Shawn, new music. He's got a lot going on. People are saying he's taking some shots. Let's see what you think. It's way up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
All right, it's way up. I'm here. Mano's here.
Spill that yee tea, Angela.
Yee tea killer time. All right, now let's talk about Big Shawn first and foremost. He went on Instagram Live to talk about his upcoming 6th studio album. He said it is coming soon, and he also played an unreleased track that Ye produced. It's called Fighting Fires, and here's what that sounded like.
I laugh at the fact that they calling y'all the greatest. I'm set, it's on, we solidify. You again, you talking about you run your city, that is gentrified. You having an identity crisis, how you identify? B.I.G. you minimize, I'm him, I've been that guy.
A lot of people felt like he was dissing Kendrick on that. All right, but he did go on social media. Well, you know what? We'll get to that in a second. But here is his On the Radar freestyle also.
Look, I had to switch the home team cause they committed treason. Eliante had a piece hit, I'm feeling seasick. Chicken looking for engagement like they got their knee bent. I got better things to do than find someone to beef with, or else I'm off the deep end. This game will take you either way, you know it's offense defense.
Okay,
all right,
I like that.
Yeah, so people also felt like that was some
Then he was
shots
taking
fired.
shots?
But he did go on social media and say, y'all going with so many narratives.
Right.
I'm talking to the haters who just keep finding something to point out they don't like about me. It's not even worth explaining, though. I'ma just focus on the music.
It sounds like he's just talking his ish, you know? His
right,
rap
but you know,
talk.
the problem is that when things are going on, like beefs are happening, people want to act like you instead of, because remember he did, you know, have the song where,
Control,
exactly. So... and DJ Head also said he spoke to Big Shawn, who said his freestyle was not aimed at Kendrick Lamar, but it was directed at a different Gemini, he said. So, not sure what that means, but...
different Gemini, man.
And he's also a father now, so I'm sure he's got a lot on his mind as far as when you raise, you know, when you have your first kid, it changes things. He did say he misses his son. His son is on tour with Jhené Aiko, so... All right. Jonathan Majors says he is going to propose.
To his Coretta.
Here's what he said.
Are you and Megan going to get engaged? I mean, do you want to propose?
Of course.
So you guys have had the conversation then. Okay.
Okay. About to be back off the market, baby.
So he's going to be Jonathan Good? How's that go?
Wow.
I'm asking.
What did Jonathan Majors do to
He
you?
never
What
did
he do
nothing
to you?
wrong to me. Why would I hate on? Like, come on, stop it.
Why would his name be Jonathan Good?
Because they both famous. Like, what? How does that work?
So why wouldn't? Okay.
So would
your name, like, say you were Megan, would your name be Jermaine Good?
I would have never been.
I feel like it should be Jermaine Bad. All right, now let's talk about this country singer who was singing during the Home Run Derby. She did the national anthem. Ingrid Andress. I feel like everybody knows her now, and so it's time to capitalize. But here's what her national anthem sounded like, and people were, panning this.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that
I like this. Nah, this is it. This is life right here. I like this. That's the way you do it.
The funniest thing was watching people's reactions as they go around the stadium, and you're like, and people are kind of looking like, well, she said, I'm not going to BS y'all. I was drunk last night.
She was loaded. That's how you're supposed to do it, though.
I'm
you got to go out like that.
into a facility today to get the help I need. This
did
was
the right
not
thing.
me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun.
She was hammered.
Listen, if there's any place you want to go have some drinks, it's in rehab with other people. No. No, but that was wild. And she still sounds better than me, which is what's really crazy.
That's how you go out, though.
All right, well, that is your UT. When we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They're flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know them. It's way up.
This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's way up. I'm here. Mano's here.
I'm here, baby.
Let's get into these under the radar stories. Now, first, let's talk about a man named AJ. He's in Florida, but he could just as easily be in Brooklyn. And he did not want his girlfriend to access his phone, so he jumped into the ocean to avoid giving up his passcode, and then he fled arrest. He was grilled by police while out on a boat, and here is what that sounds like.
You're screwing yourself legally for long term if you do that. This is not worth it. The judge is
Listen,
going to look at
exactly.
it. It's not going to help you.
What is your passcode for your phone?
Let me just put you in handcuffs.
AJ, why is
Come
your
here.
passcode to your
AJ,
phone?
I'm not. I'm staying right here.
Help you if you don't give me your password to your phone.
Well, you're going to have resisting because I'm going to stop you from resisting. I'm not resisting unless you tell me to stop.
AJ, stop!
Jumped in the water.
Yeah. He was not.
He would have took a firing squad before he gave that passcode up.
password.
But what was they arresting him for?
Well, apparently, the incident began because officers told the couple they were searching the area for a different vessel, but they discovered that neither he nor his unidentified girlfriend had their IDs on them, and that the boat that he was operating also broke a number of codes. So he said he did nothing wrong, and then the cops said they're just trying to, catch people. He asked, are they trying to catch people breaking laws on the water? And then, he starts freaking out. And as they start to arrest him, she's like, give me your passcode, I'm going to call it. And he would not.
Wow.
That's the worst. When you're about to get arrested and then your girl has your phone.
Oh, man.
And then she's like, let me get your... No.
No, you can't
I
even
know
have
you're
it.
not doing that.
No.
All right. Now, Joe Biden, he was questioned about black jobs because remember, Donald Trump made a comment about black jobs and
Right.
everybody was like, what is a black job? And it went viral of people talking about, Joe Biden was at the annual NAACP convention in Vegas and he gave the keynote address. And when that whole topic about black jobs came up, here's what he had to say.
Here's what he thinks of black jobs. I love his phrase, black jobs. It tells a lot about the man and about his character. Folks, I know what a black job is. It's the Vice President of the United States. I know what a black job is. The first black president in American history, Barack Obama.
Okay, turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah, that was a slick line. Okay,
That was
okay,
slick.
Sleepy Joe. Okay, Sleepy Joe.
Like he got Dave Chappelle writing for him or something.
That was a slick little line.
All right, well, that is your Under the Radar. Now, we do have Shawn Anthony joining us for Wealth Wednesday today. Everybody who wants to start their own podcast, monetize it, even do a tour where you can appear on other people's podcasts. He's the person from PodMax Pro, the founder, to help you out. And also, the Way Up mix at the top of the hour.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
It's Way Up. I'm here. Mano's here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's get into some UT. Listen, I just want to start this off with Bad Baby. She had put out her OnlyFans earnings statement. And according to this, right, it shows how much she's made since she's been on the platform, April 2021. All right, her gross earnings, $71 million, net $57 million. That is crazy. Would you start an OnlyFans for that amount?
Yeah, we thinking about it right now. How could I do
my
this?
gosh, that's really,
Get
really
this
wild.
going.
All right, now Jason Tatum was recently shared a video to official NBA channels. He did his 5-year extension deal with the Celtics, and he looked back at a moment when he was around 11 years old, and he wanted to get an autograph from LeBron. Here's what he said.
He ain't told me no, but he kind of told me no. In Memphis, a long time ago, Larry Hughes was my dad's best friend. They played on the Cavs together. My mom took me to a game in Memphis. I wanted to meet LeBron, and I wanted to get a picture with him and an autograph. There was a lot of people back there, and he was like, I'm out, I gotta go. And I got in the car and started crying. But we cool now.
Damn. That type of
so
memory stay with you
sad.
forever.
Forever.
She's scarred.
And then
Wow.
you start wishing what you would have did. Like, I wish I would have just
Yeah.
ran up and been like, hold
Yeah.
up, wait. Because it's hard to say no to a little kid. But it's also
It
hard
is.
when there's a million people around.
Right. He didn't. I don't think LeBron did that on purpose.
No,
it was
of
just a
course
lot
not.
going on. He probably already signed and took so many pictures, and it was time to go.
Well, here's what LeBron said.
He asked me for my autograph and I didn't give it to him? What was that? I was like, I love it. That's why you dunked on me in the conference finals?
That's
man.
funny.
Well, there you
That's
go.
crazy.
And now look, right?
Right.
Maybe that pushed him harder.
That's
like,
right.
One day,
That's right.
I'm a
Dunked on him. For real.
All right, Drake's mansion in Toronto flooded, and they have a video that was showing all the footage inside of his estate. And the water is not just clear water; it is brown water, brown liquid. And it looks like they were trying to like sweep the water out with a broom, but it wasn't really working. And he said, "This better be espresso martini." By the way, shout out to Cup Coffee Uplifts People. If you want an espresso martini, use my coffee to make
That's right.
it. All right, Madonna has teased that her biopic is back in the works. There's a script and it's called Who's That Girl? She said, I need a lot of bands to make this. Okay, story of my life. And so it looks like it's coming out. I would watch that.
I would too.
¿Quién es esa niña? That was her song, Who's That Girl? All right, and speaking of people who are childhood heroes to me, Salt and Peppa. All right, Peppa was left in Vegas after a Southwest Airlines crew said that she was a safety risk. I did not like this for her at all. Peppa is the coolest, chillest person.
Yeah.
And she was posting while this was happening a couple of days ago. Here's what it sounded like.
Southwest, and I'm injured, and I bought 2 tickets. So these people took me off the plane, brought this other man on the plane, and took me off the plane. I'm not trying to do the race thing, y'all know I ain't trying to do that.
Now, the problem is this. She paid for 2 seats.
Right.
Right? So when you pay for 2 seats, she was injured. She, she had some type of leg injury, and they said she wasn't allowed to have both seats because she wasn't in a cast, but she was wearing a knee brace. Because of this knee injury.
It's your seat too.
Right. And a man arrived, asked for the second seat. He said he was headed to a funeral, and she said she couldn't because of her injury, and she paid for it. I feel bad. They got to figure something else out. But the fact that they took her off the flight, she said she'll certainly be exploring her legal options regarding any potential violations towards flyers with disabilities.
Nothing like getting kicked off a plane, though.
All right. And we know you know. All right. Enough said. And that is your Yee. When we come back, we have Ask Yee. 800-292-5150. Any question you have, I'm here with the award-winning advice giver, Mano. We're here to help. 800-292-5150. Yeah, Glow.
Everybody whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here.
New
Mano! And he's an award-winning advice giver.
Award-winning.
All right. So, Mano, get ready for this one. Because you do have a daughter, so you always got to think about that.
Right.
We have Lily on the line. What's up, Lily?
Hi, Aunt. Hey, Mano.
How you doing?
What's your question today?
Is it weird if a 23-year-old talks to someone that is, about 48?
I mean, it's legal, so there's that, and it does happen, but I find, what would a 48-year-old want to do with a 23-year-old?
Man.
Is this you, Lily, that this is happening to?
Be honest.
It remains confidential. I'm not saying.
It is you. Okay.
Right, definitely.
All right, and what is it that you feel like you guys have in common?
There's a lot. We both have the same interests. Both like
drill music,
things, socially. All right, not too much. No, not drill music. I don't know anything about musically what's going on, but there are some things in common.
Okay, is he rich?
I don't think so.
Have you been to bed?
I don't know.
Have you been in a bed with this man?
Not yet.
Does your parents know?
No.
Is he older than your parents?
About the same age.
Well, this might be a conversation you might want to have with your parents. Right?
Why is that?
I wouldn't tell my.
Why is that a conversation you have with your parents?
I don't
Does
know.
he have kids? Does he have kids?
Yes.
They older than you?
No.
Okay. Question, Lily. Do you feel weird about it?
I always, when you always talk crap and you're like, that's mad weird. You don't do things like that. I would never, until you end up in the situation.
Okay, so you don't feel, you would have thought judging a situation from the outside is weird, but now that you're in it, you don't feel like it's weird.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, look, as long as the relationship is legal and he treats you well and you feel like that's a place that you want to be, then we can't really tell you it's weird. Because
if you want some old, it is what it is.
Okay, Mano. But anyway,
this is not award-winning advice.
No, it is. It is. Trust me. It's better than the young boys, right?
Look, listen. At the end of the day, you could date somebody your age that doesn't treat you well. If this man is putting you on a pedestal and doing what he needs to do for you, and you feel like this is a situation you want to be in, and you feel mature enough to make that decision, you're not being pressured to do anything, then I'm not here to tell you you can't do it.
Right. As long as you're safe. As long as you respect it, then, it's really your decision.
Yeah. You're 23 now.
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
You're a big girl now, baby.
You don't have to call him daddy or anything, right?
Yeah, definitely call him daddy.
Don't call him daddy.
No, definitely call him daddy. Call him daddy.
I'll think about it.
Or dad.
All
something
right.
like
Well,
that.
thank you, Lily. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I'll give the best advice. I mean,
Yeah.
I just told her how to handle it.
well, she was 19. Would that be weird? It's still
19 is
legal,
still-
but it's,
Yeah,
you know,
I don't like nothing with a teen on
she
it.
can't even get in the club.
Yeah, I don't like teen.
All right, well, that was Ask Ye, 800-292-5150. It's also a Wealth Wednesday, so we have Shawn Anthony joining us today. He is the founder of Pod Pro Max, and for everybody that is looking to start their own podcast or has one, you'll find some valuable advice and maybe find some money. It's way up.
Had a dream of living wealthy.
And I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee on a Wealth Wednesday with my Wealth Wednesday partner, Stacey Tisdale.
Happy Wealth Wednesdays, everybody. We're really excited to have Shawn Anthony. He is the CEO, founder of Pod Pro Max. He is a podcasting god.
Yeah, and you know how many people ask me about starting a podcast and what they need to do, what equipment they need, but also, is it lucrative? Because sometimes people feel like things can be oversaturated.
As for is it lucrative, revenue from podcast ads is $23.75 billion, but it's expected to grow to $130 billion by 2030. You got 52 million people listening to podcasts. That number is expected to exceed 100 million by 2024. And the majority of people listen to podcasts between 10 a.m. and 2. And you're going to teach us a whole lot
That's
more
when
than
my
that.
show comes on.
Absolutely. Glad to be here. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
do it.
glad to have you because I've seen you in many different spaces. So let's talk about what made you even decide to start Pod Pro Max.
When I think about podcasting, I come from a corporate background, and I stumbled across podcasting. So I stumbled across this podcasting app after taking a job promotion that took me 6 hours away from my family. And while doing that, I started a show called School's Over, Now What? And it completely blew up. And it allowed me to interview people like Ryan Serhant, Ed Milet, Matthew Knowles, and so many others. But while podcasting, it became a huge side hustle, and everyone asked me to start teaching them that, and that led to Pod Pro Max.
And you turned this into a 6-figure side hustle without any advertisers. You weren't even a company yet. How did that happen?
Yes. So while I was podcasting, everyone kept asking me, how do you do it? Like, how are you like setting up the microphone? How are you picking out the software? How are you landing the guests? And that required me to start teaching so many people podcasting. And by 2020, it was a 6-figure side hustle.
Sheesh. Right now, I'm talking to Shawn Anthony for Wealth Wednesday, the founder of Pod Pro Max. What advice do you have for somebody getting ready to launch their podcast?
You never want to launch a show with just one episode.
Right.
Think about all the things we like, whether it's Power or whether, it's Ozark. We like to binge watch it. So I always recommend whenever you start a podcast, you want to have at least 3 episodes so that your audience can listen to it, understand who you are. But then in that second episode, talk about what you can expect. And then the third episode, just start delivering it. So if you say you're going to do interviews, that's when you start having that interview and that first guest.
That's why mentorship and talking to people who have already done it and done it successfully
Yes.
and have a track record, that's one of the most important things that you can do.
But for our audience out there listening, you are the right mentor.
Absolutely.
Tell people how you work with
Yes.
them.
So you can work with us with Pod Pro Max in 3 different ways. I understood editing was a problem. So we have the ability to edit anybody's show. So if you're listening right now and you're struggling with your show edited, we can take away all that pain from you. The second way that we work with people is we manage them in talent. So we represent several clients in terms of brand deals, negotiating speaking opportunities. And then the third way is the podcast tours. And I'm really excited about the podcast tours because everybody does not need to have a podcast, right? What we need is we need a platform and a place to speak on where we can be the authority. And that's why podcast guesting is so amazing. And we've had tremendous results with people like Arlen Hamilton, Dr. Danielle Jervey-Harmon, the Polites, and many more.
You can check out Shawn at podpromax.com/wayup and get a special discount for Way Up.
It's a Wealth Wednesday. Shawn Anthony is here. Of course, my Wealth Wednesday partner, Stacey Tisdale, is here. We have more for you guys when we come back. It's Way Up.
Had a dream of living wealthy.
And I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee on a Wealth Wednesday. I'm here with my partner, Stacey Tisdale, and we have Shawn Anthony joining us, the founder of Pod Pro Max. Most people don't have a large audience. What advice would you give to a person who is looking to monetize their podcast?
You got to play in with the niches and whatever your niche is and being able to talk about that. So, for example, if you're a barber starting a new podcast and you have a product that you're waiting for people to try out, you can talk about that product while interviewing someone while you're doing something on their hair, or perhaps, talking about whatever that topic is and being able to share that. You can put your own products in. I think too many people are waiting for that company. I never waited for that company. And I think that's important to talk about.
So you help people with that marketing and that brand strategy as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think marketing is beyond just reels. People put out reels all times a day, but I think marketing is understanding who do you need to be sharing those reels with? What communities do you need to be speaking with so that they have that information? I think it's very important as well.
And what about these tours that I've heard so much about?
Yeah, the podcast tours is where it's at. We've had, I'll just name drop some of the shows we placed our clients on. We placed our clients on shows like On Your Leisure, the Founder Podcast with Chris Lee, The Journey with Morgan and Bond, and a lot of these shows are in the top of the charts. And what makes Pod Pro Max so special when we work with talent is that we understand where you are. We have everyone that comes into our company doing intake form. We understand exactly your speaking points. And that's the surprising part about the podcast tour is there are shows that some talent can get to that others can't.
Right.
And I think that's important to talk about and making sure that you're matching them up correctly.
Right now, I'm talking to Shawn Anthony for Wealth Wednesday, the founder of Pod Pro Max.
So if I'm listening to this, I want to start a podcast, or I'm an entrepreneur who wants to build my brand starting a podcast, don't want to do it from scratch, and I want to work with you, what do I get and what do you do?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the first thing you want to get is you want to get the free podcast starter kit. You can get that on my Instagram at Shawn_Anthony_. But the next thing you want to do, if you're someone that says, okay, I'm listening to this, I want to be in these rooms, I want to be on some of these shows, I want to also have the ability to speak my message, you want to join Pod Pro Max. And you want to make sure you go to podpromax.com/wayup. We're doing a special offer. We'll start a 5-show tour, which will allow for you to experience some of these things that some of our amazing clients have as well and work with us.
So you help from setup to editing to the tour.
Yes, we have 3 different opportunities to work with us. We can edit your show if you're a podcaster with the show, but everyone doesn't need to have a podcast. And everyone may not have a podcast listening to this, but everybody needs to be speaking on podcasts so that they can talk about who they are and what they have going on, and spread that brand message and authority. So that's where we really shine at, and placing people on podcast tours and allowing them to be seen.
When you go to podpromax.com/wayup, you get a 10% discount.
Yep, absolutely.
Just for the listeners of the show.
Yep.
So
he
really
doesn't do that too often, so snatch that
He never
up.
does that.
I've never
I know
done
this
it.
man. He
I've
never
never done
does
it.
that. But we do appreciate that.
I appreciate you both.
All right, thank you so much. If you want to hear that full interview or watch it, you can go to my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee, and when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Man, I always miss you when you're not here.
I know, man. I miss it.
We have a good time. You got
it's
the
my
whole
family. It's my gang.
You got the whole studio smelling like fish.
Yeah, my guy Callie bought us this fried fish.
He's like, I have to clarify.
Top notch.
All right.
This is what it is, man.
I don't eat seafood at all, but it doesn't smell bad.
Sorry that you know.
Yeah, it looks good though. It looks good.
It smells good, tastes good, it's good.
That's what she said. Okay. All right. Well, listen, we want to thank Shawn Anthony for coming through for Wealth Wednesday today. Anybody who is starting their podcast, valuable information. Make sure you go to Way Up with Yee to watch that full interview. And thank you to everybody who called for Tell Us a Secret.
Right.
All the scammers that called in.
Giving us some insight. I want my money.
But no, I'm hopeful that you get everything that you're supposed to get back from this person who was stealing money from your account. And more. Well, I don't know if they should give you more, but you should get back what they took.
The stress.
But again, you guys, this is your show, so you have the last word.
I do have an ex-boyfriend. Like, we used to be really cool. And he had me, doing some fraudulent activity. And I've been thinking, now that we've broken up, that I kind of want to go back and, tell the people who he scammed out of money that I know who did it.
Back in grade school when I was a little too poor to afford a la carte, the pizza and the fries and stuff. So I was on the free lunch thing. But I remember going into my white friend's wallet, getting the money out so I could eat at lunch. I done prayed and asked for forgiveness, but I just was doing what I had to do at the time.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.